The King Game is a multidisciplinary software for the treatment of autistic child of low level, which uses Microsoft Kinect technologies, Windows Phone 8, Windows Azure, and web services. Thus, we are going to explain the user's experience from the perspective of usability, operating system, and present the results achieved by it. This is a Life App Brazil's project. We are going to start presenting the user's experience with the mobile technology Windows Phone 8. It is scheduled by a doctor, teacher, or family that when used the King Game counts to promote a social autonomy and social cognitive development. Thus, as the system is opened, it will be able to choose if it's going to use the cadastry, the instruction, or start the usage process. By taking to use the cadastry, it will upload its name, age, picture, and children's phone number with the purpose of when the collected material during the use of King Game for the doctors to identify them. Register parents, doctor, or any person you want for the information to be sent for. By taking the instructions, the child will learn the usage of the system. That's so simple. The user chooses a day in which the child will execute the action. The next step is to choose the time as done. The schedule is saved and is decided if the King Game will be used on this mobile phone or if it will be sent through NFC for another cell phone. Because this model allows that the parents may make a weekly schedule during their work on weekends in their cell phones and then send to the child. Thus, will save time and will not interrupt the treatment of the child. For more advanced cases, the King Game may also act as a tutor, being used NFC readers enraged in certain locations in which the child, in case of doubt on executing the action will be displayed on the Windows Phone screen. By understanding, we will continue the stream in which the user chooses to organize the schedule. The process begins by choosing the day, and then the time, and lastly the packs. The next step is choosing the menu. On the menu, will be sent for another mobile phone or will be used the same mobile phone. If sent to another cell phone through NFC communication is done, the King Game will be read. If opted for this cell phone, it's just hand the child and its use that will interact with the system by a touchscreen. The interaction may be or not storage, and later be analyzed from the optics of learning and treatment evolution, which in the first moment is highly advisable the presence of someone to follow them. Such, such information may be sent for the enrolled profiles. The child with their Windows Phone will have a normal everyday life, where the scheduled day and time will be displayed activity specs. The child will be or not be able to interact with the touchscreen system. If the child does not interact, the package will get a reinforced showing after 30 seconds with descriptive text, common on teach practice, which is going to wait 30 seconds more for a new interaction. If it doesn't happen again, the interaction will have a new reinforce that, besides the text and picture, will be animated as common practice on ABBA. If 30 seconds later there is no interaction again, we will send a message for the parents as a warning with the purpose to know if is everything alright with the child. If the child interacts in any moment, we also be sending an information message for the parents, doctors, or teachers. The children are ready with their Windows Phone. We have a normal everyday life. As they feel the need of executing some activity and beyond doubts, the child will have to put the cell phone near to the NFC tag, and then the cell phone will show what the child needs to do. The child may interact or not with the touchscreen system. If the child does not interact, the packs will be reinforced by being displayed after 30 seconds with a descriptive text, common practice on teach, which is going to wait 30 seconds more. If it does not happen, the interaction will have a further reinforce that, besides the text and picture, is going to be animated, just as a tutor, common and practice on ABBA. If 30 seconds later there is no interaction again, it's going to send a message for the parents as a warning in order to check if the child is fine. If the child interacts in any moment, we also be sending information through message for the parents, doctor, or teachers. The user, whether being the doctor, family, or the child, depending on the level that the user is in its learning. After the loading of the game, the user chooses if it's going to log in, being able to make a new cadastry with its data and doctor's data that will receive the information about the treatment, or choose a profile for the case of the software that is used in clinics and attends more than one child. The concern is not to mix the results of a child with the other. If it's already a user, it may directly choose what profile to be used, or if it's preferred, the user may access the information collected about the user during the use of game, being then success and runs through traceability, video capturing, audio capturing as a measuring instrument, or evolutionary follow-up treatment. It may be printed, saved, or even sent for some specific professional which was previously registered, or if it's a case of a new professional, it may be added even before it's sent. This practice comes to allow it in its house using the Ken game allow a remote medical monitoring, reducing distance, time, and costs, and promoting better practice on citizenship. by the choice of the profile is choosing a character that will act as a tutor or motivator for the child to accomplish the activities, answering questions or giving tips for the activities to be done. The fact that the child can choose the character and the color that is going to interact with the game being an important customization for the child. After this menu, the user chooses between four options that are activities linked to its everyday life in which the chosen characters needs help on accomplishing the activities such as what are the steps to take a shower, clean up the house, and the other activities on daily life. In school are activities related to scholar practices, math, language, and science, being a great tool to be used at school or to help children with learning deficit or hyperactivity disorder. We also have voice activities in which the voice therapist may use it in the treatment of fricatives and onomatopoeia through activities using Microsoft Speech with activities of spelling or board activities by voice interaction. And lastly, the live activities are free activities that contribute to get to know the behavior issue of the child. Having a karaoke may be a reinforce for the voice therapy schedule in which can write what the child likes or tell a story, and a quiz, which the child answers some questions about what the child likes. This way, we can get to know the child better. And, in the end, we be automatically saved by the traceability in a spacing clouds, where in a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary way, several professionals may analyze and follow the treatment in the same place in cloud together with the family, reducing the lack of information that is a common problem to others. This model allows a commercial scalability because new activities may be requested and be developed, and may be developed a new can game for teenagers and adults, supplying a new need. Before the user's experience being accomplished, with the users happen the risk mapping with the proposal of understanding it, so that may be reduced or delete the possibility. Was taken as an example, the use of Windows Phone. Beside the risks, was analyzed the impact and the frequency that it causes and how it can be avoided. Lastly, was made a behavior analysis with the goal of getting to know the level of stress of the child on use the app. Since it was much nicer and more motivating, it would be greater usability. Thus, we had results presented on the table of perspective of users' experience related to its use, in which were performed in a clinic that treats autistic child in where a group of 400 children were tried with 50 children. It's presented here a little part of them with 10 children. To protect the identity were created fictitious names. It was not enough just to know if the user knew how to use the app. It was really necessary to know if the user interacts because it knew what he was doing or if the user just did it because they have been conditioned to do the activity. That is, touch on the screen without any reason or explanation. Thus, was performed the same activities, however, without a tutor presence that could be parents, teachers, or doctors. Because the main goal of the app is to promote social autonomy, this way was used measurement points related to the response time, difficulties found, stress, and others, besides the attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. The app presented a very significant result after 2 or 3 weeks of using, with the same tutor, being this result of the user's experience a project validation. About the user's experience in using the Kinect, the best way of presenting such results was through videos that if you click on the links you'll be redirected to it. Through it all, the King Game won some awards and acknowledgements. Here are cited some of them. Scientific publications: SISTE, 2013, Portugal. SEEA, 2012, Turkey. Revista Autismo, São Paulo. IGI, 2013, Denver. Prizes in the field of technology: Campus Party, Imagine Cup 2013, Imagine Cup 2014, Intel ISFAF 2013. Prizes in the Fight of Emperorship, Global Week of Emperorship, Creative Business Cup São Paulo, Criativos, Intel Challenge, Emperorship Festival. If you click on the links, you'll be redirected to the web page. This is a Ken game, a novelty software with a social nature developed by LifeUp team.